Hey guys, I'm Rich. Welcome to another Transformers action figure review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the deluxe size Thunderwing from the Universe Classics line. Very cool Transformer here. When he is in vehicle mode, he looks very cool. He is definitely more of like a Cybertronian jet. It's not very Earth-friendly and everything. It's bristling with weapons, a ton of weapons on him. From the top of the plane, he looks pretty cool. I'm not real sure why the nose of it is not more pointed, but it is pretty cool. Okay, I'll give it that. It's pretty cool. When you flip it over, though, you can kind of see the robot. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the whole top of the plane is a plane, the whole bottom of it is a robot. I mean, they didn't even try to hide the arms. They're like, these are just stupid kids. They don't need to... what do they care if they see the arms and the hands and the legs of the robot? Whatever. So... that's not so great, but it is kind of cool for me to just imagine that it looks like this. That's it. But anyway, that is him in vehicle mode. To cover some things, he does have landing gear. Now, landing gear is actually pretty cool on Thunderwing because it actually is little plastic wheels that rotate, that roll. So that is cool. And if you want, you just slide them back into the legs and the front area of the airplane. So, yeah, that's pretty simple. Another thing is if you open up the landing gear at the front, you can disconnect the front portion of the plane, and it becomes a little drone. So that is pretty cool. I do like that. I always like it when the Transformers come with something extra. So that's cool. So just close that back up. If you want to transform this guy, though, what we're going to do, first thing we're going to go ahead and do is remember how to transform him. So we're going to go ahead and pop off the guns. Pop them. I just shot that missile across the room. Okay, go ahead and take off the weapons. Flip down this center portion here. Oh, look, there's his head. That was just that easy. Now his ugly face sticks out. The legs are actually going to go ahead. You lift up where the crotch is, and, however you want to lift that up, the pelvis. So, pull out the legs, then you bring back down the crotch piece. Take the wings. You can open them up here on the sides. Then flip it back around onto his back. I think that's how you do it. Yes. And you're going to go take the... darn it. No, I was right. I was right. Tell me I was wrong. Alright, we're going to come back to that part. His arms are already basically transformed. You flip the little side wings down so that they're not in the way. Then you bring down the whole back, or the front of the plane. You just pull it, extend it back like that. Pretty easy. Feet, you just open them up. He's a pretty simple transformer. He's kind of like the Universe Classic Starscream, Acid Storm, Ramjet, Thrust, Dirge, all of them. He's totally different body, but I mean as far as the simplicity of it, it's pretty standard. Now the weapons, you can decide, okay, well I still want to keep them on the wings so that they're kind of pointed up like that, or you can take them and he can hold them in his hands. Totally up to you. Oops. Personally, the guns seem a little oversized to me. I mean, it looks pretty huge in his hands. I mean, whatever. But, alright, the weapon here, we're going to take off this one to show you a little bit more of this weapon. It is actually a very cool weapon. It's got two side missiles and then a spring-loaded weapon. The spring's kind of weak, so you don't really need it. But what I really like about this gun is that unlike some other Transformers that have spring-loaded weapons, which I think are just kind of stupid because it makes the guns larger than they need to be. And plus, spring-loaded. I mean, like, whatever, spring-loaded weapons, who cares? But the weapon here, even after it shoots the weapon, the spring-loaded missile, the projectile, it actually still looks really cool without that, which most weapons don't. If you take Starscream's weapon here, take out the spring missile, I mean, it looks stupid. It's kind of ugly, it's oversized, it just doesn't fit right. Look right with me. This one, it's still a little big, but it still looks cool even without the projectile. So you just get him to hold that in his hands. Boom. And you've got Thunderwing, just like that. Aren't you happy? Okay. Articulation. I'm going to take the weapons off just so they're not in my way. Articulation, the head can rotate 360. What's weird, though, is when you rotate it, it actually goes up. And then you rotate it back down, then it's fine. It's weird how they made it. He cannot look up and down at all. No, you can't, because you're stupid. The center torso is a big piece of plastic, so there's no waist articulation at all. Shoulders, you can bring the arms out to there. Bring them forward if you kind of move the little black mini cannon. You can bring his arms forward. The little mini cannon thing here does kind of get in the way a little bit of the articulation, but it's still got a good range. It rotates just above the bicep, the elbow, and the hands rotate 360. So that's good. The legs are on ball joints, so you can kick the leg out that far. You can bring it back here, out there, and then you've still got a whole lot of range of motion with the knees. So the knees can bend pretty darn well, and then the feet can they can't really wiggle at all, but they can open and close for the transformation, so you can kind of get him in different poses with his feet. The main thing that I don't like about Thunderwing is, I don't know, there's something about looking at him. He just doesn't seem evil enough, and I think it probably comes down to his center torso, his chest here. It just seems so big. It kind of disproportionate it's disproportionate of the rest of the body. It just seems really big and blocky. It's like all this extra armor's in one place. It just doesn't really seem to fit with the rest of the figure. I do kind of like the way that the wings look, though, with them kind of slanted outwards. It kind of makes him have some type of angel demon thing going, where he kind of has like the bird wings. It looks really cool. I like that. I do like that. He has a good amount of articulation in the arms and legs. Very good articulation, actually, if you think about it. I mean, compared to some Transformers, he can do a lot of different poses. The guns are actually pretty cool looking. So I would say that even though this figure has not gotten the best reviews on the internet, on YouTube and stuff, I know some reviewers totally just don't care for the figure much at all. He is not my favorite figure, but I would give him, even though his paint job... he's got a good amount of colors on him, I mean, even though I don't really care for like this coil stuff going on, and then the green like generator vent things that are here at his chest, I gotta say though, his articulation, it brings him up to like a 4.5 out of 5, really. Because a lot of Transformers don't really have a lot of different colors painted onto them. They're very basic. They're very just, we got 4 colors here. Knock yourself out. But this one, he's got a few more colors than standard, and they do a good job dispersing them, so it kind of makes different areas of his body stand out and stick out, and I like that. Just to show you the back of the figure here, the whole front fuselage area of the aircraft is pretty large, so it does kind of stand out on his back, but you could say that it's like a jetpack now, where exhaust shoots out and he can fly around that way, or it comes out of his feet. So he does have some imaginative ways you can use it. If you want, you can just flip open just pull up the fuselage here, and you can open up the landing gear, and the drone can fly out. So you do have that as well. It's not like it's locked in place. So overall, I guess a 4.5 out of 5, a low 4.5 out of 5 is what I would say. But it is still pretty cool. I would recommend it more for the devoted collector, not so much for the average person, because he's not a very popular character. It's just not... I don't know. For me, I usually want to try to get the more popular characters and more main characters, Optimus, Megatron, Starscream, Jazz, Bumblebee, Ironhide, those guys, instead of like all the side characters like Thunderwing here. But he is still pretty cool. And yeah. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave that down below. And don't forget to comment on what you think about this figure, so that other people, when they come through, they can read your comments and help make them have a more informed decision about whether or not they should pick this guy up. Alright? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get going. Thunderwing and I are going to go play some War for Cybertron, because he's not in it, and I'd like to laugh at him. So, alright, see you guys.